Most people have only seen tornadoes in Hollywood movies because 65% of all tornadoes occur in America each year. How do tornadoes form? And how dangerous can they be? What is the difference between a tornado, hurricane, typhoon, and cyclone? Why do most tornadoes occur in this small section of America? A tornado is often described as a funnel-shaped cloud that spins while descending from the sky to the ground. Most tornadoes are quite weak, but some can be so powerful that they destroy everything in their path. Tornadoes are found on every continent except Antarctica. Some are very powerful, while others appear in much weaker forms. Each year, 2,000 tornadoes are recorded worldwide, with approximately 1,300 of them occurring in America. These tornadoes are more dangerous than those in other parts of the world. Whereas 1,300 tornadoes are generated annually in America, there is an area where nearly 800 tornadoes occur alone. This area includes Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. This region is called Tornado Valley, where the perfect conditions for tornadoes are found. But before we understand why most tornadoes form in Tornado Valley, let's first understand how tornadoes form. Tornadoes usually form during thunderstorms, specifically a special type of thunderstorm called a supercell. When looking at pictures of most tornadoes, one thing in common is this supercell. A supercell typically forms when the direction of wind at ground level is different from that in the sky. A wind tunnel is created between these two opposing wind directions, and within this wind tunnel, the air starts to rotate in a circular pattern. Initially, this wind tunnel is horizontal and does not cause any harm. However, if this wind tunnel is above an area experiencing evaporation, the situation starts to worsen. As water from the ground evaporates and rises, it gradually turns this wind tunnel from a horizontal to a vertical position. Once it becomes vertical, the entire situation changes, transforming a normal thunderstorm into a spinning supercell. This supercell becomes even more dangerous when the evaporating vapors from the ground continuously feed it. These vapors rapidly increase the size of the supercell. As the wind in the supercell spins quickly, the vapors rising from the ground also begin to spin within the supercell, forming what is known as a funnel cloud. Some supercells can produce multiple funnel clouds. If the evaporation cycle continues uninterrupted and the temperature inside the funnel cloud drops significantly, the water vapors condense into water droplets. The weight of these droplets causes the funnel cloud to extend downwards and touch the ground. As soon as the funnel cloud makes contact with the ground, its name changes from funnel cloud to twister or tornado. Winds inside a tornado spin at speeds of up to 480 kilometers per hour, easily destroying anything in their path. They can lift streetlights, signboards, trees, and even the roofs of solid houses. These winds are powerful enough to lift and throw people and animals and can also affect heavy vehicles on the road. As the tornado travels, it picks up and destroys everything in its path. The majority of the damage caused by tornadoes is due to this destructive power. In America's Tornado Valley, all the conditions necessary for tornado formation are easily met. Warm air from the Gulf of Mexico travels northward to where Tornado Valley is located, while winds from the west, originating from the Pacific Ocean and the Gulf of California, become cool and rise significantly as they pass over the mountain. These westerly winds intersect with the southerly winds, creating a wind tunnel between them. The warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico contains significant water vapor, which can turn this horizontal wind tunnel into a vertical one, facilitating the formation of supercells. As we previously learned, a supercell can intensify as it accumulates more vapors. However, not every supercell results in a tornado because the formation of a supercell often leads to heavy rainfall, which cools the rising water vapors, disrupting the cycle. In Tornado Valley, however, the strong winds from the west prevent the rainwater from settling, allowing the evaporation process to continue uninterrupted and causing the supercell to grow even more. The longer a supercell persists, the higher the chances of a tornado forming. This is why the area encompassing Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska experiences the highest number of tornadoes, with nearly 800 occurring annually. Now, let's discuss another type of storm known as hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones. What distinguishes these storms? Essentially, they are the same phenomenon. The difference lies in the regions where they occur. These storms are named based on their location. If we look at a world map, a storm that forms in the northwest Pacific Ocean near Japan, South Korea, and the eastern Russian border is called a typhoon. Similarly, a storm that forms in the Indian Ocean is called a cyclone, and a storm in the eastern Pacific Ocean is called a hurricane. These three types of storms are essentially the same, but there are significant differences when compared to tornadoes, with size being the most notable difference. While a hurricane can spread up to 1,600 kilometers, the largest tornado ever recorded had a size of only 2 kilometers. However, when it comes to damage, despite being much smaller, tornadoes are just as destructive as hurricanes. The most powerful hurricane, classified as Category 5, can have wind speeds of up to 250 kilometers per hour, whereas the wind speeds in a tornado can reach up to 480 kilometers per hour. This means wind speeds in a tornado can be up to twice as fast as those in a Category 5 hurricane. Another difference is that while hurricanes can be forecasted 36 hours in advance, tornadoes can only be predicted 13 minutes ahead of time. This is why tornadoes strike suddenly. On the evening of May 3rd, 1999 at 6:23 p.m., a tornado suddenly struck Oklahoma City. Initially a Category 4, it soon intensified to a Category 5. After causing devastation in Oklahoma for 85 minutes, resulting in $1 billion in damages and taking 36 lives, it finally subsided. This was the largest recorded tornado in history, known as the Bridge Creek Moore tornado. Although it was the largest tornado to strike Oklahoma that day, a total of 71 tornadoes hit different locations within Tornado Valley on the same day. In another incident, the unusual formation of tornadoes was observed. On November 25, 2018, near Koh Lipe Island in Thailand, tourists saw not one, not two, not three, but 4 tornadoes touching the sea simultaneously. Although tornadoes over waterspouts, are generally not as powerful, it doesn't mean they should be taken lightly. They can easily capsize any boat or yacht in their path. Footage clearly showed the tornadoes lifting water significantly, even from 2 kilometers away from the island, indicating their power. Although we cannot prevent these storms, the damage they cause can be minimized. With the help of weather satellites, meteorological departments monitor the sea every 5 minutes. They gather information on the storm's direction, speed, and intensity to make estimates and alert local authorities in advance. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this type of video, please subscribe to the channel.